What are the warning signs of sleep apnea? In sleep apnea, what happens is the tube which goes from the top of your windpipe to the back of your nose becomes blocked. This occurs during sleep. When it becomes blocked, then the airflow gets restricted and you get a noise. So you can have either just simply noisy snoring, which is a sort of noise where there's a vibration going on but no blockage, or you can have significant blockage, which is a sort of noise, or you can have an apnea, which is where the air tube closes over altogether and there's no airflow, and that's an apnea. So noisy snoring is not an issue. Sleep apnea, we're worried about partially to severe blockage and then complete blockage. When that happens, you can't breathe, and that's rather like somebody putting their hand over your nose and mouth. And you could imagine that when you're asleep, if somebody put their hand over your nose and mouth, you wouldn't notice perhaps to start with, but as you couldn't breathe, your struggles would increase and eventually you would rouse. As soon as you rouse in sleep apnea, the strength comes back in your muscles, you can take a breath and you go back to sleep again. But in severe sleep apnea, that can happen hundreds of times an hour. So the warning signs are, firstly, that there are abnormal noises during sleep, most typically snoring, or apnea, where the bed partner will notice there's noisy breathing and then the breathing cuts out altogether. Sometimes that's described as snuffling or snorting or grunting. Along with that, there may be, as part of the increased activity, thrashing around, moving, kicking, arms moving, etc., prior to waking up and taking a breath. So things that happen at night are one of the warning signs of sleep apnea. The other warning sign of sleep apnea is the consequences of having multiple arousals per hour, up to hundreds of arousals per hour. And that obviously fragments sleep and means that the person wakes in the morning feeling unrested and during the day has problems with concentration, has problems with staying alert, and indeed may have problems with driving. So daytime issues with concentration and alertness and lots of nighttime noise. They're the two of the warning signs. Now, sleep apnea typically also occurs in people who are overweight. So if you have a very thick neck or you've got a large waist, then you're at greater risk of having sleep apnea. Doesn't mean you've got sleep apnea, and there are lots of people with those characteristics who don't have sleep apnea. Equally, there are some people who are slim who have sleep apnea for other reasons, relating to jaw size perhaps, or relating to other issues at the back of the nose and mouth. But typically it's people who are overweight. So being overweight, having problems with daytime concentration, and having lots of noisy breathing and breathing blockages at night are the main warning signs that you might have sleep apnea.